Welcome to Mastering Cloud Monitoring with Azure Monitor Alerts. With me, Harshvardhan Vajoria here. Azure Monitor is an essential tool for keeping a vigilant eye over your Microsoft Azure cloud services. Just like a security camera, which I am sure you must have at your home, it detects and alerts you to any unusual activities happening within your Azure cloud. In this particular session, we will explore the workings of Azure Monitor Alerts, the different types of alerts available, how to manage alerts at scale, and gain insights into the pricing structure of Azure Monitor. Now, you might say, we are talking about Azure. What is actually Azure? Let's have a look at practically. So if you go to just portal.azure.com, you'll come to this particular page. Now, this is a powerful tool, Azure, Microsoft Azure, right here. It has all the services that you can imagine of provided to you with a pay-as-you-go service or a capacity service, as we will see into it later. If you click on create a resource, you will find all the services that you can actually imagine of. If you see out here, it has AI, machine learning, analytics, blockchain, compute, containers, database, DevOps, integration, IoT, media, migration, mixed reality, networking, and much more. That anything you can build or anything that is in your mind, you can build it instantly, so that you don't have to wait. Now you might say, okay, that's okay. I got what Azure is. Now, what is Azure Monitor? So Azure Monitor is a tool that allows you to actually see about your resources. What do I mean by that? Let's have a look. Who am I who are talking about all this? Hey there, I'm a software development consultant at Unstop, a GitHub campus expert, and much more, where I'm a top cloud computing voice at LinkedIn, 6-time Microsoft certified, which includes AI engineer and data scientist, and a proud member of Microsoft Learning Ambassador community, which is gold level. So moving on with actually what is Azure Monitor? Azure Monitor is like your guardian for Microsoft Azure cloud services. This cloud services which you saw right now, it's like a guardian for it. It provides automatic alerts to keep you informed about important events within your Azure cloud, such as maybe increased website traffic that might happen, or unexpected issues that can always happen. You don't know about it, right? This customizable alerts ensure you are well informed about the happenings in your Azure cloud in ways that works best for you, whether it be emailing you or maybe running a script so that you know that okay, something is going wrong and this should be done to avoid it. Now you might say, okay, that sounds pretty powerful right now, and as you can see on the screen, the security camera looks so powerful and so tech based, but how does it work? Azure Monitor Alerts functions as a watchman for your data. Now, what it does, it keeps a close eye on aspects you care about, such as website or a database, and notifies you when it detects irregularities. The alert tool over here acts as an instruction for the watchman, specifying what data to look at and the conditions to watch for. When a condition is met, the alert is triggered, ultimately leading to a predefined action, such as sending notification or running scripts. I might say, okay, that sounds too technical. Can you make it a little bit simple? Yes, that's why we are here. So let's first of all have a look at this diagram, and let me move the screen out here. So if you have a look at this particular diagram out here, it says these are the cloud services. Okay. Now you send the data about your cloud services to the Azure Monitor. It has a look at it. Next up, Azure Monitor evaluates your data. Now you might say, okay, evaluation, what do I mean by it? It sees whether some things are matching or not. Well, like for example, the conditions are met, the particular resource that we are talking about is actually into consideration or not, the signal and the data is highly important or not, and after this, it sends the data. Now, what happens is, now this is the most important step. When Azure Monitor finds that all the conditions are met, it's that particular resource and the signal and data received are fine, and there should be some alert which needs to be done or some action which needs to be taken, it creates an alert. Now, alert has an alert processing rule which adds action like these are the particular things that needs to be taken place or that needs to be done in order to perform that particular action. It adds those rules like a pipeline, or you can think of a flow, and then it moves on to the action queue where the actions which are connected to the actual action that needs to be taken is taken place, and then it performs the action. And this is how the whole Azure Monitor works. Now this action can be running through the logic apps which will send you email or notification or an SMS, or it can perform in Power Automate function, or it can perform some trigger or flow which can stop the service or take necessary action to stop further flow of this particular element. It can also happen that there can be some viruses which it detects, or maybe a Trojan attack, or maybe a DNS server attack, which it detects, and then it stops the service so that it does not affect each and every service which are connected with it. Now, you might say, okay, that's really powerful of it, and that sounds pretty good, but can we go much more deep into it? Yes, for sure. Now, Azure Alert consists of important concepts, or you can say components, which we talked about earlier, which are action groups, alert conditions, user response, and alert processing rules. These components, when come together to provide a comprehensive alert system that ensures you are promptly informed about any issue within your Azure service. Now, what are action groups? Action groups act as your alert management team, sending notifications through emails or text, or executing automated tasks in response to alerts. User response is something that you have to involve in. It's like your interaction with the alert, deciding on which actions should be triggered, what should be done to actually solve it or resolve it. It's like kind of a customer service that you create a ticket and someone from the team or the other side of the support team is taking some action to resolve it. I might say, okay, this sounds cool. Can you just show me it in the Azure portal? Yes, let's have a look. So we are over here, create a resource, and I told you that using this, you can do anything out here. So let's type in alert. Now it shows you this particular option. It shows this that says alerts. Now this is actually a service which is under Azure Monitor. That's why you are seeing it like this. Monitor uh, alerts. Now you might tell me, okay, this looks cool, but why is nothing present out here? Because actually I didn't create any alert till now. So you might ask me, okay, then how are you going to create it? So you can actually see that you can click on this create option, choose if you want to create an alert rule or an action group or an alert processing rule. Now we already talked about what are differences about it, which is alert rule is actually talking about a rule which is predefined on based on which alert rule will be action. Action groups contain a group of actions that needs to be take place when a particular alert is being triggered. Alert processing rule is like whether you want that alert to get converted into resolved, or maybe it's under pending and some other states. Now, in my case, I want to just create a alert rule. So I will click on this alert rule, or let's have a look at the alert rules that are predefined. So whenever you create an application inside, it automatically creates some smart detector for you. Now you might ask me, what is a smart detector and why is the signal type different? It shows me smart detector and metrics. What is it? Why is it different? So let's move on to the types of Azure Alerts. Azure offers you various alerts to monitor your service efficiently. Metric alerts, in our case, acts like a health check for your resource. Suppose your CPU consumption is going high, or you want to check whether your database is alive or is it going into some error. Azure Alert uses metric alerts for this, and as you read it from the name itself. While log search alerts dive into operational log for insights, you must have seen the console.log statement, which is widely used in your websites, or maybe some other database issues or some other issues like that might be happening in your network. It can be solved with log search alerts. It has a look into your logs, understands it, and then makes the particular changes. Now, what is activity log alerts then? Activity log alerts track resource related operations. So suppose you are creating a new space, or maybe you are creating a new service, or deleting one, or maybe modifying some of the rules or some of the permissions. Activity log alerts keep track of all the activities that's happening with that particular resource or a resource group. Smart detection alerts is automatically understanding that okay, I feel that something is wrong. It's like a gut feeling of a particular human, understanding it and then notifying you that okay, I feel something is going to be wrong. Let's notify you that this is what I feel, and if you want, you can take the action. While Prometheus alerts are a specialized monitoring tool for metric-based alerts. It uses Pyform, which you just talked about in the article itself, to keep you informed of the significant events in your system and makes it more customized for you. So now you must have got okay. What is the smart detector? Smart detector is a type of Azure Alert, while metrics is also a is also a signal type. Now, how to create one? Let's create. So if you click on this create option, it will ask you to select a resource as we already talked about. So this is my 2 subscription that's out there. I just choose my top one, and these are my resource groups. So you can choose any resource group that you want. So I'm like choosing Ledger Lens. It's asking me to select a resource type. So I can choose any one that I want, but let's just choose it out from here. So that becomes let me just move this one out here and choose this Azure machine learning workspace and click on apply. Now we have choose our resource, which is my machine learning resource. Now I need to give the condition to it. So next condition. Now I need to choose a signal which is like whether it's failing runs or maybe I want a custom log search. So let's click on custom log search so that you get to see a signal type of custom log search. Now you can choose how you want to measure it, how you want to create the alert tool, what should be the search query out here. So it's loading the search query template for you. Let's see out here. This is our log panel. You can either choose to watch the video if you want to learn about it, how it works, or just click on this no option. Okay, now let's click on this cross because I don't want it. You can enter the search query, but currently we do not have one. So let's click on the failed run option. Now this will load a bit different. It will ask you to set a threshold value, but I want it to be dynamic that it automatically understands and changes as per the needs. So let's just click on dynamic for now. I've chosen the aggregation type is total, operator is greater or less than, threshold is medium. I want it to be medium. Check in every 1 minute, look back period is 5 minutes. And you can click on advanced option to maybe use the number of violations, like the number of times it has been ignored. And finally create an action, like what action should be taken. Currently I don't want any particular action should be taken, but if you want you can create an action group by clicking out here. This will ask you to create an action group, which is, let's create one to show you. So I'm creating in my Legit Lens resource group. My region is global for now, and my action group name, which I need to give a unique name. So I'm just giving it Legit Lens action. and same for here. So the name should be in 12 characters. So I just choose it, and the notification type you can choose that email or SMS. So I'm just choosing email, SMS, push voice. Name, I'm just typing my name for now. Now you can add in the email ID here by choosing that, okay, I want email, so my email ID. You can choose SMS, which will courier charges may apply. Azure mobile app notification, which is like Azure mobile app, which is available on App Store and the Play Store. You can also choose voice by phone number, like calling it, if it's really very urgent out here, and click on OK. I'm just choosing email for now, and my name, I'm just adding it. Okay, this should go by this name, and action type is, let's just choose logic app for now, that I want it to be in logic app. And I need to choose a logic app, which I choose as, I don't have a logic app created right now, but if you have created it, you can just choose it out from here. It will require logic app because it needs to send an email, and logic app is required to send an email, so that's a requirement. Unfortunately, I don't have it created, so I won't be able to proceed. But next you can click on tags, add in a tag if you want to. This will show me an error because actions are needed, and therefore it won't happen. Now going back to our previous thing, which is alert rules. If you will click out here, you will see that an alert rule will be created. So this is how it works, and this is how you can use Azure Alerts to create your own Azure Alert and work on it. Cool. Now you might say, okay, that sounds good, but are there alert states? Yes, there is. There are two types of alerts, stateless and stateful. Stateless errors, as you get it from the name, it does not store a particular state. It triggers each and every time the condition is met. So it's like whether there's a login attempt which is failing each and every time it will occur. It's like activity logs. It doesn't matter that, okay, there's some activity happening and it will trigger automatically. While stateful alert keeps the timing of the state and will not nag you again and again until it has been resolved. Now, this helps you reduce time and the effort, and also it's used in CPU. Like suppose you want to track the CPU usage, you can use it out here. Stateful alert is very helpful. So it waits that until you actually make some changes, and it can perform any other action. You might say, okay, that's super awesome, but what is scaling alerts in Azure? Now, scaling alerts can be done with the help of these three ways: metric alerts, log search, and Azure policies. Metric alerts, as we saw right now, can monitor multiple resources collectively. It can be used to monitor around 20 virtual machines together. That's pretty awesome, right? Even log search allows you to get detailed investigation about what are the different logs that's happening. And if you find any particular log, change it or modify it and send your email. While Azure Policies helps you streamline the policy standards and enforce alerting on deviation from those particular policies. It helps you set standards in your Azure cloud computing services and perform it based on the company's policies and rules. It also has RBAC, which is role-based access control, so that you can access based on the role that you're allowed to. Moving on, what are the Azure Alerts pricing? So first of all, let's actually create one because last time we couldn't create. Now let's go from the starting and create one. So let's first of all create a logic app. Let's create a resource group. So let's go from complete scratch. Okay. So what is a resource group? Resource group is where all the resources are stored into one place and it can be monitored easily and you can check out the cost and billing of it. So first of all, let's create a resource group, create resource. Um, you can directly create a resource group, but let's do it separately. And I just typed resource group. It will show me a create option out here. Now just let's wait for a second. And when you click on create, it shows your resource group. Give a name to your resource group. So let's just name it something like learning alerts. Now it checks whether it's unique or it has been used previously by you or not. And you need to choose a region. So region should be the one that is nearest to you. In my case, as I am from India, I'm choosing Central India. Now let's wait for it and the checks are complete. It says validation passed, so there's no error and you can create. Now this will create a resource group and it's ready as you can see it out here. Now our next step is to create action groups. Let's create one. So when you click on this create option, it asks you to choose the resource group. Again, we are choosing the resource group that we have created specifically for this particular session. The region, global, action group name. So let's just name it alerts at service. Now display name, it's that is what will be displayed. So I'm just naming it alerts master. Next, click on notifications. So as we did previously, we want an email that should be done. So we chose the option email slash SMS message push voice. Checkbox this email and type in your email. Okay, there's a capital G by mistake. Now let's click on this OK option. Let's type in a name. This is the notification type name that I have added out here, which I am giving as alerts, which is a very common name. In your case, it should be a name that should be easily understandable by you and you should be able to understand. Now I've chosen the action type to be run by logic app. I have to choose a logic app that is there. So I will choose the one I created right now. Okay, there's something happening out here. Learning alerts. Um, okay, let's see the name of our service. Go to resource, it will take you to the resource. I just hope it doesn't. Okay, it's alerts at service. Cool. Okay, I need to do it again. Now that's a bad thing out here for you. Uh, let's just do it. That would take much time. Now let's choose Logic App. Let's load it. It's loading, it's loading. Let's type it. Okay, I don't know why it's not showing, but yep, it's not showing it right now. So here it shows me Logic App name, Health Oracle Doctor, trigger name is manual, and I just click on OK. You can type in the name. So let's just name it alert. Click on next tag. So you can add in tags if you want to. I don't need it right now. So I'm just choosing review plus create and click on create to create the alert. So now our action group is ready to be used. Now if you refresh it out here, you will see it whenever it's ready. Now if you go to home, again go to alerts, you can successfully create your alert rule. So let's create one and complete the process. Now if you go to alert rules and click on create, you can create one for yourself. So let it just load. Here's the scope. Now you have to choose the resource. Now, as in our case, we don't have an actual resource. Sadly, we need to go with Health Oracle. That's one of my resource group that contains a link to the website, which contains some of the coolest AI features for health applications. Let's just load it. Now I just choose tuberculosis AI for this. Click on apply. Then I need to choose the condition. So let's just choose, uh, I want server errors or maybe latency, total calls. I want to see the latency. Next, actions. Now I want it to be dynamic, that average is greater or less than the medium threshold. And as you can see out here, it will show me a graph over the last 6 hours of how much the latency was. Next, I need to choose the action which needs to perform. So I just click on select action groups, and here you can see alert set that we had created previously is here. Now I click next details, so it shows me the details. Now let's just give it alert rule name, which is notifying tuberculosis, and the severity level I want it to be warning, error, critical, or verbose. So I just want it to be a warning. You can click on advanced option to see the different things that you want a custom properties value. You can add in tags if you want, and now let's just create it. Now this will cost me 0.20 USD per month, but if you click on pricing, you can see how the pricing actually works. So Azure Monitor pricing is available out here. You can choose the currency, you can choose the region. So based on it, it will charge you. You can choose that it's a log, it's a metric log, it's an alert. For alert rule, you can see the different services, the different costs that's associated with it. The log alert with different frequency cost different, the naive metrics cost different for you. And you can talk with a specialist if you want something that's especially based on your requirements, based on your needs, and it gives you price calculator so that you can actually know how much price you have to pay. So it's creating an alert rule, and if you run the service, it will automatically trigger one. Even that alert rule will be out here, and you can enable or disable it whenever required. Again, as we are working on the latency part, it's a part of metrics. So yes, you can see it out here. And whenever you delete it, you do remember that it will be available 30 days from now. So even after deleting, you can regain it back. Now moving on with the Azure Monitor Alerts pricing, it has two different models, pay-as-you-go and capacity reservation. The pay-as-you-go model charges you for the number of alerts get evaluated based on the number of calls that you have made, while the capacity reservation reserves a fixed month capacity for alerts, which is almost a stable cost for your environments and for consistent alert volumes that you have. Hope you all like the whole particular idea about Azure Monitor, got to learn about how you can use it for your own purpose. And in conclusion, mastering cloud monitoring with Azure Monitor Alerts is crucial for staying on top of your Microsoft Azure cloud services. By understanding how these alerts work, the different types available, managing alert states, scaling alerts at scale, and getting insights into pricing structure, you can ensure effective oversight and timely notifications for Azure resources. Stay tuned for more advice on different areas of Azure alert services, and feel free to share your own tips for managing and alerts in the comments. Also, I'll be attaching the link of the whole article where it's mentioned completely in detail so that you can understand it much better. See you soon on the other side.